Hello everyone, welcome to my second video tutorial for Age of Empires 2. I am Mr. Toth, aka Scorpion on Voobly. This video is going to get into the basics of map designing for Age of Empires. You will learn some cool tricks with a basic understanding on how to design a map, no matter what kind of map you want to make. Alright, let's get right to it. So we're going to open up a fresh map. Since my last video I didn't save it. There was really not much to save. And we head on over to terrain. And we're just going to start off with a simple path. Let's just say you want to make a path, you're making an RPG or a campaign or something, and you just want to have a simple path. Doesn't matter. We're just playing here. And elevation is a good one. When you're making a path, you can either make the path, you can have it above the path, or you can have it at the top of the path. Top of the path is pretty nice. This is just going to be a quick tutorial on showing you what kind of things you can do. So I'm not going to talk too much, I'm just going to show you. Sometimes random turns out to be most beautiful. I'm also going to show you an example of a different type of map, like let's say a tower defense or a CBA, if that's what you're into. Me myself, I like RPGs. So if you go over to units, this is where you can find, I told you in the last video, buildings, other, which I haven't got into too much on other, which is actually where all the beauty comes from in map design. But we'll start off with the building. Player 1, I guess. Go with the university. Let's put it right here. And we go on to other. This is where you can see if you go to Gaia. So if you go player on other, you're really restricted for what's player ownership. But if you go to Gaia, you're able to have a whole arsenal of stuff to look through. One of my favorites is the rock. An old stone head here and there. Maybe a piece of rubble. You go back to terrain. Just kind of bounce around and you try and, get an idea in your head. Oh, let me show you guys something here. This is a cool trick. So, Control S and Control B both do different functions. Now, when you place down, let's say water, you have a shoreline, right? Now watch what happens when I push Control B. So I'm going to Control B just one time. Now look, no shoreline. And also with Control B being active, I'm also able to put down other weird things around here without having to affect the terrain around it. Usually this would, here, let me show you what would happen if I put shallow around a piece of water. This is what you need to be careful of. So I'm going to push Control B again. which deactivates what I'm able to do here. Now when I put down those shallows, watch what happens to this water. This is where you have to be very careful. If you save the game, or if you save the game, test the game, or exit the game, it resets your control B. So it resets it to default, which is what it's supposed to look like. If you put it to control, so every time you come back into the map, testing it, saving it, whatever, whatnot, you have to push control B again, or this will happen. Let's say you have a beautiful layout, you have everything said and done, and you accidentally put down a shoreline, or anything for that matter, without control B active around these areas that are not supposed to be borderless, it will put everything back to its original way it's supposed to look. Gives it back its shoreline, does anything that it would have originally looked like. Also, with Control B active, which I'll go back to Control B, you're able to, you can cover that back up if you want, whatever you want it to do. So you're able to get rid of the shorelines again. But you're also able to put water on elevation, you see? Which you're not able to do that without Control B active. Another cool trick, after, this is not how I want it to look actually. This actually looks pretty bad, but I'm just showing you an example. Another thing is Control S. Now this thing is the bread and the butter for map design, more so than the terrain. So with Control S, there's 3 settings. There's Control regular, where we can't put an object anywhere besides where it's supposed to be. See? Can't put it anywhere else. Then if I can push Control S one time, this is what happens with one time. So still nothing. But now you push it one more time, so push Control S a second time, and you're able to place objects anywhere you want. So in this instance, you can make a university look like it has a tower attached to it. You can put a tree right on top. You can put a rock right there. Piece of gold. You can just cover this whole building up if you want with trees. It's actually really, really nice for map making. You see? And yeah, you can also with the terrain, when you go to select, let's say pine, where's the pine? You can put trees anywhere where they wouldn't originally ever go with Control S active, even on top of a gold. Oh, no, gold is blocked, so you can also cover up this more and more if you want it to be more like full. Oh, I was holding that in for a long time. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there. You got a basic understanding. Actually, no, I wanted to show you, there's different sizes here for tiny, small, medium, large, huge. So when you're making like a tower defense type of game, let's say you go with the road or a CBA, you put it down. watchtower. Also, you want to take off Control S when you're placing objects down where you want. If you don't place an object down properly without Control S, what will happen is when you're doing trigger working, you're going to experience issues like if, let's say, that flag is on a proper square, but if I push Control S now, and now if I were to accidentally place a let's say a tile here, this flag here, and this one wasn't here, so this is actually in between two tiles. So I would do a trigger, and let's say I wanted the object in area. Oops. Okay, let's just say create object. And this, watch what happens now. See, it's off. So it wouldn't look proper. The player would spawn if you're creating an object right beside the flag, not on the flag. So you always want to make sure that Control S is inactive when doing that, so that when you're on copy or whatever, or create object, it will spawn on the flag or the location that you actually want. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I think that's a good little introduction to map design. You can see what you're able to do with just some basic tools. And I'll get more into that another time. My next video will be about triggering and a little bit more in depth on triggering. I'm going to save this map and we'll work off of this. So each video I do will be working off of the previous map. We'll start here. This is a nice beginning. We'll see what we can make with this. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and hit the like button and comment if you liked the video. Thank you.